What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Now, the wrestling world is still reeling after the massive cuts of the WWE's Black Wednesday, and yet that's only the beginning of one of the worst weeks in wrestling history. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at why the week of April 12th was so bad for wrestling. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Number 1. Black Wednesday. A 15th April's mass release of over 20 superstars shocked the wrestling world as the WWE went from a policy of not granting releases other than to talent whose contracts were close to ending to dismissing them in droves. While it's understandable that the WWE is dealing with the same problems as other players in the sports and entertainment fields, the WWE released wrestlers and furloughed staffers when it likely didn't have to. Sports Illustrated's Justin Barrasso summed it up best when he said, "This could have been an opportunity for McMahon to stand up for his employees. Even if WWE had continued to pay all of its talent, the company has a deep reservoir of money and would have continued to operate without fear of breaching contracts or a risk of going under due to economic hardship." As we'll see, McMahon showed no loyalty to his wrestlers or employees, instead looking to placate shareholders. While that's understandable, McMahon can't have it both ways in demanding loyalty from his wrestlers and staffers while showing none back. Number 2. The death of Howard Finkel. Many wrestling fans were sympathetic to the plight of WWE superstars and employees who were released and laid off on Black Wednesday, as many people have found themselves out of work. As bad as that was, fans were then hit with the news that beloved ring announcer Howard Finkel died on 16th April. Fink was the WWE's longest tenured employee and a familiar sight for decades at some of the WWE's biggest events. The Fink was reportedly adored by everyone in the WWE and always went the extra mile when it came to his job as a caretaker of WWE history. Howard Finkel's death was a kick in the gut for many people that were already down from Black Wednesday. Rest in peace to Howard Finkel, and our condolences go out to his family. Number 3. The XFL goes bankrupt. Looking at this week's chain of events, the case can be made that the XFL was the first step in the WWE's purge of talent and staff. The news that the XFL was filing for bankruptcy came just 3 days after the league announced it was suspending operations due to the ongoing health crisis. Diamond Dave Meltzer speculated why McMahon ended the XFL, saying, "The belief is that McMahon realized with the money losses due to the pandemic that all the major companies that own the major television conglomerates were taking, that its ability to get a paying television or streaming deal that would allow the league to be profitable just wasn't going to happen anytime soon." You may recall McMahon's strategy seemed to be that the XFL would operate at a loss if necessary, because eventually the ratings would pick up enough that a network or cable network would pay to air it, similar to AEW Dynamite's model, although AEW surprised the wrestling world when TNT opted to enter a 5-year deal with it after just a few months of Dynamite's debut. With the XFL looking like it might not rise in the ratings or make a profit anytime soon, McMahon likely decided to cut his losses as soon as possible. One of the most interesting revelations from the XFL filing bankruptcy is the WWE's connection to it. According to this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter, the WWE held stock in the XFL. McMahon had denied from the start that the WWE had any connection with the league. It was known WWE owned stock in the league in exchange for the WWE selling the intellectual property, such as the name XFL, to McMahon for his new league. Whether the WWE/XFL relation proves problematic remains to be seen, as there are shareholder lawsuits against the WWE related to this. Number 4. The death of Black Demon. Mexican wrestling star Black Demon, aka Roberto Munoz Carrillo, passed away on 13th April in what was believed to be the first death of a wrestler from the ongoing pandemic. The Lucha Libre performer began wrestling in 2009 and, according to The Sun, had won his biggest match in February 2020 as he won the 3rd annual Pendragon Rojo Cup. Again, rest in peace, Black Demon. Number 5. Big stock dividends for the WWE shareholders. It's clear that the WWE made its Black Wednesday cuts in order to look good when it has its Q1 financial earnings report on 23rd April, the idea being that the WWE can show how it's saving millions each month thanks to a leaner payroll. Last week, the WWE also announced a shareholder dividend, undoubtedly made with the knowledge that Black Wednesday was coming. Ringside News reported on what the moves meant for the WWE and its standing on Wall Street, beginning with the stock dividend payout. The Street reports that WWE has 46 million shares total and that they are paying a 12-cent dividend per share. This number comes out to $5.25 million for the 46 million outstanding shares. This will be paid out to all shareholders in July. Shareholders had been grumbling that the WWE was investing money in long-term big contracts rather than paying dividends, which is likely the part of the reason the WWE stock sank from $100 to $40 within a year. There's another interesting part to the payout, however. Ringside News' source on Wall Street says that the reason they are doing the dividend is because Vince, Stephanie and Triple H own a lot of the shares and they're getting more income out of it. Fans and wrestlers can take Vince and his family getting rich off the cuts for what it's worth. One last remark from a Wall Street figure sums things up nicely. WWE opted to release on-air talent and backstage producers, which saved them $8 million a year. Our Wall Street source added that they are giving out $5.52 million to shareholders, but fuck their employees. While it would seem wrestlers might be upset with what's happened, some of the WWE's biggest stars are standing by the company. As number 6, Seth Rollins and AJ Styles defend WWE. Now, we discussed how Seth Rollins couldn't understand the fans' negativity at the WWE for the releases and layoffs made on Black Wednesday, so we won't repeat Rollins' comments other than to reiterate that he sounds like Vince McMahon's lapdog. Now, AJ Styles, who noted he feels bad that he wasn't able to help Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows keep their WWE jobs, is saying, "With the talk of WWE being essential television, I don't know whether it is or isn't, but I know that I'm glad to be able to entertain. I don't understand people who complain about it and then go and bury the company for releasing people. You've got to be able to work, and if you don't work, your business can't make money, so you've got to be able to do that. Bizarre right now." While both Rollins and Styles are entitled to their opinions, it's clear the WWE wrestlers have no chance of standing up for their rights, such as fighting to be classified as employees rather than independent contractors. As long as performers like Rollins and Styles toe the company line, wrestlers will continue to be mistreated. Number 7. WrestleMania 37 in jeopardy. While it may seem ridiculous that people are looking all the way forward to March 2021, there's already serious talk that WrestleMania 37 may not happen in Inglewood, California due to the ongoing health crisis. As reported in an earlier news video, the mayor of Los Angeles has stated that large public gatherings could be banned for at least a year. Further complicating things was the announcement that SoFi Stadium, the venue for WrestleMania 37, has delayed its grand opening until July 2020. With so much uncertainty, could WrestleMania 37 be forced to relocate, and how will this potential problem affect the WWE's already shaky financial situation? Number 8. WWE resumes live tapings. Last week, the WWE announced it was going to tape a number of its television shows in order to build a reserve due to the ongoing health crisis. However, the WWE suddenly changed course, announcing it was going to resume airing its shows live. However, this seemed unlikely since all non-essential business was shut down, that is until Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis signed an executive order deeming wrestling and other athletic events to be essential. The problem with this, not to mention the circumstances of the order, something we'll get to soon, is that it creates more chances for WWE superstars and staffers to be exposed to the disease, shutting down much of the world. As Dave Meltzer observed, that meant people who thought they were going to get tapings done and those who wanted to quarantine after to be safe for their families suddenly found out there is no quarantine time at all, because there are no 14-day gaps between tapings, at least if you are a regular top name. Production people would either be flying multiple times a week to Florida or be stationed there. Speculation continues to run rampant that the WWE made the decision to air live due to concerns both USA and Fox might use their clauses in their contracts only allowing a small number of tape shows to either back out of their WWE deals or more likely renegotiate the fees rights for airing Raw and SmackDown. As much as things have changed in 1 week, consider they appear to be changing yet again. In an exclusive report, Pro Wrestling Sheet's Ryan Satin revealed WWE is making a big adjustment to their filming schedule in an effort to increase the level of safety for performers amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. The WWE will air the 17th and 24th April SmackDown episodes live, then begin taping them. Likewise, Raw will air live episodes on 20th and 27th April, while NXT will air a live episode on 22nd April. All WWE programming is scheduled to be taped for episodes through 10th July. There's no word on why the WWE has chosen to change its policy once again. Could they have come under fire for putting its performers at risk, or is there another reason? Number 9. Wrestling deemed essential in Florida. On 9th April, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announced that he had signed an executive order classifying certain athletic events, including professional wrestling, as essential services, so people were curious as to DeSantis' motivations. According to the Wrestling Observer and other sources, that same day, Linda McMahon announced that her super PAC, looking to re-elect Donald Trump, would spend $11 million in Orlando and $7.5 million in Tampa. Coincidence? Well, some reporters thought so and grilled DeSantis about it, who said there was no connection and that sporting events in the WWE are good for people stuck at home. This is the kind of situation that has the appearance of corruption, and if it turns out there was a quid pro quo between the WWE and DeSantis, it could end up blowing up in the faces of all involved. And number 10, Roman Reigns is not to be mentioned on WWE television. Roman Reigns has a compromised immune system due to his battles with leukemia, which is a possible reason why he chose to pull out of WrestleMania 36 while it was held during a global pandemic. Although the WWE said no performer was obligated to show up at this year's Showcase of the Immortals, it seems as if the WWE may be giving Reigns the cold shoulder. According to the latest Observer, right now the instructions on television are to never mention Reigns. Is the WWE burying Reigns, or are they just concerned about disappointing the WWE Universe should it be a long time before he returns? The fact they didn't even bother explaining why Reigns was taken out of his match with Bill Goldberg at WrestleMania has us thinking Reigns may be on Vince McMahon's hit list. But there you have it, guys, why the week of 12th April was one of the worst in wrestling history. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.